Hello, hello. Give me a second to fix the cam. Always have to reconnect the cam. Sometimes I just forget it before the stream. Yeah. Yeah, good morning. Yeah. So, yeah, it has been a really nice week so far. So, yeah, I'm just a little bit disappointed in myself. Didn't stream as much as I wanted to. Always have these small little tasks every day that kind of keep me from having 3 or 4 hours straight just to stream. Just when I just have an hour left at the end of the day, I don't really feel like it's a good idea to stream because I had 1 hour streams and they didn't turn out to be very useful. On the other side, everything is going well, and yeah, I can just get going. Nothing really to tell else about my life right now. Things are going great, steady, and well. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should just get going in my life, just like I'm doing right now, and then in the end I will get maybe some reward, but you know what is in the way becomes the way. That's in the end, yeah, maybe I will get in the company where I work with to a point where the product that we release is good, maybe, hopefully, works forward to that. And even though you maybe shouldn't attach yourself too much to a product, I still say I have high hopes and good hopes for what we are doing there. So teaching software in VR. Yeah. So I'm really positive about that. Yeah. What else can I say? Yeah, I got a car now from my company, and that has been quite puzzling me a little bit because I'm not supposed to have a car now. It was a little bit earlier, and it was more like an opportunistic chance that I had there. If I understood that correctly, because I think they had this car leased to another person, and then this person declined, and at the same time I was asking for, hey, in one and a half months there's going to be the time where where I'm supposed to have a car, so in order to predate that and have it available from the first day, we need to start working on that a little bit. And then they say, hey, we have this car, you can just take it right away. And I was like, okay. And now I got the car, and I was like, hey, I want to have an electric car always, but because I'm pretty much against just using oil for your, because it's more comfortable. It's easier and it's nicer to have gas stations everywhere, but I don't need it comfortable. I don't want it comfortable. I want the hard way, you know. That's why I wanted to have an electric only car. Now I got a hybrid, and the hybrid is it's so comfortable, this car. It's huge. It's a little bit too huge for Germany. Got the best features. Plug-in hybrid. So that's a little bit of a downer that it's so nice, this car. Okay, and the size is a little bit of a oof. because it's I think it's one of the biggest cars that you see in Germany. I don't think there's many cars that are bigger than this one. For German SUVs are kind of uncommon. They are trending, but there's a big forward and backward with that, because many people have like small cars. I'm also not against the small cars when you just need to get from A to B. I'm not too happy with only one small car, to be honest, because only one small car, the problem with that is you can't really transport anything, because a car is also a workhorse for me. I transport things when I do stuff for my apartment, have a new door or something. It's supposed to fit in there. With a really small car, that's not always the case, and then you have to ask people around, and yeah, that's a little uncomfortable. But I think small cars, 2 seats, one, even though that sounds stupid, they're great. They're great because a small car just doesn't need as much energy. It's more energy is effective. And when I'm the only one who needs to drive to work, I don't need a big car. It's a little bit of a waste to have 4 seats that are not used by other people. To get them from A to B, that's one of the most inefficient ways that you can move. Yeah, it's a lot of energy waste, and that's something that is kind of a oof to me. Not sure what I want to say about that later to my company, because I just received the car on Friday. Yeah, I will just do it the usual way. The standard procedure when you're having some kind of critique is you go, just tell the critique, and then say something constructive, and then you come up with the good parts. And that way, it just sounds, it's just easier for the people to understand your real message there. For example, if I say, hey, this car is way too big, it's not it's not a complete electrical car, and I wish to have a smaller electrical car in the future, but it's really a nice car, and I really appreciate that. That's better. Now that's a little bit harsh. I cannot tell it like that. That's still better than saying, hey, this car is really nice, but it's too huge and it's not electrical. I want to have another car in the future. That's way more harsh, yeah? Compare these two messages, yeah? Just naturally they come out way different. Coming out from me and to the receiver. So yeah. On the other side, if I have an electrical car, I don't have a house, and I can't charge it every day in my own garage. So for the time being, for the next years, this probably is the best solution that I can get. It's just the best solution for me, not for the environment. That's a little bit yeah. Yeah, that's, maybe I should tell them this is the best solution for me, but it's not the best solution for the environment. Yeah, let's just say it like that. Okay, let's go. And I actually want to work on the game now. So we are here in level 8. I don't know if I did set it up yet. I don't think so. I don't think I've set this up. So let's go. And I also have to move OBS to the right monitor, because I have this macro, and if my mouse is here, that the monitor is automatically shifting. So I've been thinking about the interior of most maps, and I think it would be nice to have things moving in here, 3D objects, like with parallax shift, but that would seriously take too much time. I just think I will have to extend this time map one more time. That's just easier to do than to make this time map 3-dimensional. Even though it would be possible. It would be possible. Yeah. So the first thing was like, no, I don't have an idea how to make it so that this point of the time map is going to be, when you're standing here, that this is the end, and when you're standing over here, that this is also, you come out of here and then it has to be in this position, and then you shift the whole thing during the process. And I was like, oh, I have no idea how do I do that. But actually I have the tools for that now, because I have this dynamic reference point. If I just assign the time map to a background, it's actually possible. I think it's just that I have to spend some time to this. So let's just write it down. It's going to be another step. Make castle tile maps parallax. And yeah, you would say this is way too much effort for the castle time maps, because it's basically redrawing the whole time map here, the whole background. But I think it's going to be worth it. It's just what I want. Let's say it like that. It's just what I would expect from the game, from the quality of the game so far, that it would then have shifting time maps in these castle time levels. Because the time maps at the moment they are not very interesting, to be honest. And yeah, you go from A to B, and these pillars here, for example, they don't shift with the time map. That's kind of boring. Yeah. And I want to have that now, and I can, because the tools are there. Just have to use them. And then these pillars, they are now integrated into the tile map. They will become their own layer. Yeah. Or maybe I just add another pillar here in the middle and make that shift at a different speed. Would also be possible. I'm going to be a lot of work, but I think that's going to be nice work, but I just don't want to do it now. I want to focus on completing the other tasks that I had. So now these have to take the UI cam. The first thing that I have to do. Then I have to go to the cam. Look at, it has this background. It's the old one. Now use the new background manager. say, let's make this the top position. Make the top position like this. And the lowest position, let's make it even lower. Let's just see what we get now. So I want this to look like it's in the mountains, and I have to rename the player to player. Something that's also a little bit annoying. So I don't just see nothing. Works. Still looks like a little bit too low. We want this time up to have shifted to the position where these things here are way in the low. Okay. Then the chairs here, they're kind of out of place.
Oh! And now I hear the
Okay, now I've... Okay. Let's just get going. Ouch. Can we see this little problem here in the timer? It's because it doesn't reference its origin. Oh, come on, really? Ouch. Okay. I can't get through that. Okay, never mind. Oh, I really like this part. A little trap going on there. Overall, I think because everything is a little bit darker, the overall tone of the game has improved quite a bit. Ouch. Come on, let me get over there. Yeah, I have to jump first. It's a wage skill. So if I get damage, I can deal double damage. I think it's after 5 times getting damage. this is the end. Oh, it truly triggers. Yeah, but that's the wrong level. Phew, what level is this? This is the test level? I think this is the test level. Yeah, that's the test level. Okay, so the ending of the map is pointing to the wrong level. They have to look at the index in the build settings, and this level 8, it has to point to level 9. This number 12, index 12. And this is of course to be expected, because I changed the how the system works. So, oh, there's a boss scene though. No, I'm not sure. Kind of level is level 9 and 12. 9 and 10. Level 11 is the final boss fight against the first final boss. Which doesn't make it much really final, but never mind. So this is the boss fight number 12. Number 13 should be the non-boss fight. Yay. So I don't know. I think it would be a better just load with the scene name, but hey, if I could recode the game from the start, that would be nice, but it would take me way too much time. It wouldn't be finished this year. So let's get going. Clear the console. There were still errors in here because of the lightning. Now I don't have to do anything with the time map here, so I'm basically finished. But I want to do something with background. So this background here, I want to do something about the scripting. And that is, I know that this doesn't take into account the origin. When it's shifting, it's just saying shift, calculate this and that, how much you have to shift, but yeah, then it just shifts into that direction. Okay, here with the shift vertically, it calculates, okay, the camera moved this far, and this is your speed, shift to this position. And that's basically the problem. Also here, when going to the left or right, I was a little more puzzling with going to the left or right, how this can ever fail. This shouldn't be able to fail, to be honest. But it does. That's weird. Because, yeah, just think about it. Why does this ever fail? It doesn't make sense. Oh, there's... what the hell does this do? Scroll images. Oh, there shouldn't be a gap because they use the same anchors. That's okay. My light just broke down. Hello. Okay. That's weird because we saw a small gap that is here between those layers. Let's go to the test level and test this out again. It's really puzzling because when shifting, it actually references the anchor points. But you still sometimes see this gap between the layers. Goes to a point where no enemy is. I'm trying to find a good spot where you can see it. It's really weird. What the hell is happening? See this gap here? You only see it when he moves. Oh, there it was. It's a little bit hard to see. Now, I worked on this 1,000 times already. Oh, come on. What's over here? Yeah, you can see this gap is clearly there. So let's pause and just look at the at the background. And here we can also kind of see that it's there sometimes. Sometimes it isn't. It's like this 1 pixel width. Yeah, there's a gap. There's definitely a gap. And it's there in every tile. And there's the correspondent layer. And as we can see, the anchor points here are exactly the same. They're exactly the same. So how can it be then? But you can see that the line between them is perfectly one in the distance apart. And I actually picked the wrong pictures. Yeah, there's definitely this gap. Now the question is this gap there from the start? Let me see, it was somewhere here. We should be able to... No. Isn't there. Should be able to see it here. That's hard to guess. Is this gap there from the start or not? What the hell is that? I think there's a gap. And looked like a gap. Really tiny one. And when it's shifting, it's not always perfect. See, this is the background color. The color of the background. The default background. So this is just like Unity saying, hey, yeah, hey, so we have to put these images into each other by 1 pixel. Which makes it a lot more complicated. Now this gap shouldn't be here, because these images are just using anchors, and they are apart from each other by exactly here. This is 0 to 1. This is from -1 to 0, and these are the same image sizes, so they should be pixel perfect, but they aren't. They are just not pixel perfect. I think that's the first issue. The second issue is that here in the code, let's see what we do here. We calculate the shift, how much we have to shift, and this doesn't take into account the original position, the origin, which is not good. So how do we do that even? I think we should just straight up start here with the shift vertically function, because that's just easier. You look at this is just 5 lines of code. That's a little bit easier to understand. So let's go. So we need to take into consideration the origin where we are coming from. And the origin. Let's save that up in a vector 2. Private float origin. Oh, vector 2. Origin position. So when we start, this is the first thing that we want to know. And then we just want to initialize things, get the transforms. And then we shift to the left or right. Let's maybe return here. Just see what happens. Because this should automatically shift with the next frame. Yep, it does. Yeah. I still see the issue in the background. Still saw it. Seems to be a little bit less consistent this time, but it's definitely there. There it was. Yep, you can still clearly see it here. Okay, but this is not needed. Why? Because... Oh, wait. We have to initialize cam X and cam Y. And these are the... Actually, we should rename them. This is the last mix. And this is the last cam. Why? Just to make sure that the names are really good to easy to understand. So. And then we just calculate how much do we shift from the left or right. So how do we do this from the origin point? Now I could just say here, hey, we can go from the origin. And how much did we shift from that? But then this shift from the current point is kind of ignored. Oh, and also, don't merge that. Yeah. We'll calculate totally where we are right now. And then we would have to calculate this, take into consideration the origin position, and shift from that point on. Yeah, that's a little bit harder to understand though. Okay, we can do it like that. Or we take into the consideration the last cam-wise somehow. Nope. No, I don't think it's a good idea. I just don't think that's a good idea. Let's calculate this new position from the start position on. Okay, never mind. And we have to save each start position too. Nah. And this would not be position, and it would be each correspondent position. It would still be just one line of code though. And this is this shift shift up or this command is dumb. Shift up or down from origin position. Okay, so we have to for the background layers we have to save the start transforms. No, the BG background layers origin position and we want this to be kind of could be a list. Or we can do it like this. Now we just save up the transform positions. Oh, come on. Oh, never mind. And now we shift from the original position instead of have to just do that with the Y. Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder to shift. Shift Y position. Only. Okay, so now let's just say, let's test this out, if this immediately has a problem or not. Could be that this actually works from the start, just don't white. No, that's different. That's definitely different. It does shift though. It's just way faster than before. So. Seems to be alright at the original position. That's odd. I don't get it. Okay, let's just go through it again. So we take into account the original position and we subtract the cam transform, the current cam position. We subtract from the original cam position the original position. So if the current position would be 1 and the first position would be 0, let's not take the 0, let's take 2 and 0. Now we have the position 2 in the Y, and then it was 1, and that would mean 1. Come out of here. 2 minus 1 would be 1 times the shifting speed. Let's say that's 1 for now. So we would shift 1 into a direction. So then it would calculate, hey, from this original position, 1, add 1. Actually, that adds up. But it doesn't work for some reason, so... Is this correctly initialized? It should have the same position as this layer. Pretty sure. It does. Okay, let's take another example then. We started at -1 and are now at -2. -2 minus -1 is +1. -2 plus 1 is -1. Times shifting speed 1. Shift -1. We take the original position. -1. Plus -1, so -1 would be -2. That's actually correct. What the fuck is going on? Something's odd here. Oh, I think maybe the shifting speed is odd. So let me take a short break, going to the toilet, and then we will look what we are going to calculate, how we calculate the shifting speed. Oopsie, that's actually the wrong the wrong background. I wanted to use the be right back one, but whatever. So we have this shifting function. And it doesn't shift alright. I want to do this. I have to go at 11 AM, but I want to do this function before I go. I want to finish this, and I can. Let's go. We can do it. It's going to be great. We have to focus now. So, with a shifting speed of 1, you will always end up with the same position. That's not correct, actually. It's something that I just noticed. If it has a shifting speed of 1, it should shift 1 additionally. Should it? No. Yes? No, with a speed of 0. It should... Oh. So it should be something like this. First shift with the cam position normally, and then you add this up on top of that. Let's just try that out. That immediately works. Hey! Kleine. Das schaut zu nehmen. So my cat is here and she's stealing cables. Nein. It's really remarkable how good she is at that. And look at that. Now the shifting speed looks more correct. I think it's not okay. I think there's something weird about this. Yeah, I think that's not what it's supposed to be. And I wonder how, I wonder why. I really wonder how and why. Let's play this maximized, see what happens. It should look like that at the start. That's the first thing that's coming in to my mind right now. And it doesn't. You don't see the moon over here. It's shifted way too much to the top. It's like 1 unit to the top. Shifted itself 1 unit to the top. Like 1 unit. It shifted itself 1 unit to the top. So if this is the start position, this is going to be 0 times anything is going to be 0. And we end up with this shift. If this is the start position, this is going to be 0. So everything is 0, then we should end up with the original position. Maybe that is what's happening here. Luna? Holy shit. She's stealing cables from a closed box. And she's really good at that. Have to give her credit. So let's see. What is the problem? If I have to put this further up, how's this going to look? This make a difference? Put this even further up. Does this make a difference? Yes, it's further up now. Let's put this down. Let's put this down here. See what happens. It's down a little bit, but not enough. Oh, bantha with bread. Thank you for following. Is that correct?
Hello.
Hello. How's it going? I hope you had I don't know, good morning so far. Ate something, maybe bread? Could that be? Some good bread.
Is going ready, fantastic as always. How about you?
It's also fantastic. I'm putting a lot of work into my stuff here, doing calculations. Now, I'm not always happy with the result, but hey, that's the way of the programmer. It's always a little bit hard. I keep going and trying to correct the function. It just worked before, but now it does work, but not so how it's supposed to be, and I can't figure out why. So the problem is I have this background, and it's supposed to shift with to the top or left. And when I press play here, it looks like it's supposed.
I'm making a game too.
Oh, what are you making? It looks like the background is doing what it's supposed to do. It looks alright, but it's supposed to look like this. And it shifted itself a little bit too much to the top, and it always does so. And that's something that's puzzling me a little bit. Because you see that it immediately changes its look. And it's because of this calculation here.
I'm having a problem in Unity. It says the type or namespace name set float could not be found. Are you missing a using directive or an assembly reference in it? What does it mean?
That depends a little bit. If you invite me on Discord, you can. It's in the description of the stream. You can also get it with the chat command. You can send me a screenshot. So what is missing here is it can't find this method set float. Yeah, it's in there somewhere. Yeah, and I don't know where it is used and why, but it seems like there's a method or something that it can't find. It doesn't know what to do with that. And it would be nice if you could maybe send me a screenshot. Actually, namespace name. Namespaces are the things here on top. Like this is in the Unity to do asset space namespace, but this should actually be the map's background namespace. Why are the namespaces important? If you have an assembly reference inside of a folder here, like I could make the scripts folder of mine into an assembly. I would create an assembly reference. Here, assembly definition, and this will make this into some kind of package or library. And if you have a library named setFloat, which is very much unlikely, it's a weird name for a namespace, but if you do have, then you have to make sure that inside of this you find all the needed assembly references.
Trying to access a method he doesn't have access to, either not importing a class that has it or using the wrong method.
It can also be a missing assembly definition. It's very unlikely, but usually that's why in the message, if you read it, are you missing a using directive or an assembly reference? Yeah, that would be a assembly reference. That what I just showed. It's very unlikely, but most likely it's that the namespace here that there's something wrong with that, so you can't find whatever is set float supposed to be. And X Versi, thank you for following. So yeah, I can just talk about that in theory. If I don't have the project or any screenshot, it's a little bit hard to guess. That's also the problem of Unity here. Unity doesn't know what to do. It has something in the namespace named setFloat, and it's like, hey, what the hell is this? If I put it in here, I think it will still work. Yeah. Oh no! Now we have the same error. If you use a weird namespace, now the name here is the same name as the class. So the namespace, I think the namespace is just something that does not exist. Just correct that and it should work. If not, and then you have to kind of see where the using directive or assembly reference is. If there is some, it can be quite hard to debug sometimes, because I know when working with assembly references, they're not so handy. I think sometimes they throw bugs out of nowhere. Using directives, yeah, that's something it can be corrected very easily. Just use a namespace that really exists. Make sure that this namespace is really existent. And editors, like I use Wider. I don't know what Microsoft Visual Studio is displacing when you are using a namespace that doesn't exist, like this. But usually you can just
Your namespace needs.
correct that. Yeah. So as a starting point, just try to correct the namespace. So now I really want to focus back on this calculation here. Yeah, I shift the background and I take into account the original position. Original position and the current camera position. But here, when I initialize, I probably want to call update. Oh, I think it's one that I used the original position, the transform position of the original position. This should be the original, the cam start position. That's what I actually want, and then I don't want to plug in transform position. It's one of the problems. Just want to calculate the shift with the camera. How much is the camera shifting, not something else. That's one of the errors that was in there. And look at that. Now the moon is actually where it's supposed to be. And when I'm standing here, I think it's supposed to look like that. Is it? Yeah, it's supposed to look like that. I think. And look, highest positions. It look a little bit more like this. Let me go back. Yeah, it's a little bit too far at the top. Like, what? Put this here. Let me take a look. So this is now at... it's a little bit hard to guess where this is, because it's just following the cam. So this says position Y 25. I think I can't really compare that. No, not really. So it was like this. What if I put the player in here? Just as a reference. It's supposed to look like this. And if when I did put this down and then it puts itself up this position. Okay, it should look like this if I jump up here. That's what it's all about. I want to have a reference where when I'm standing here at the start, it should look exactly like I see it here. When I'm standing here, I want it to look like have shifted, and I want it to look like exactly how I see it here. And that's very important. And I feel like this was just a little bit too far to the top. Oh no. I realized those mountains here. I did see those mountains. Yeah. Okay. Or am I wrong? I don't know what I did see. I'm a little confused. But the start position is definitely not correct. When I start at the same height as the player, it should exactly look like this. Like, see where the moon is. Let's see where the moon is now. And that's weird. Why would it shift like that? It's like everything is just put a little bit to the top. That's everything. That's weird. It should look like this, but when I hit play, it's slightly different. Play this in normally. Let's just see how it looks, how it shifts. Okay. So this is, I think this is just because of the aspect ratio. Okay. Yeah, the problem that we do have because of the aspect ratio. So I take back what I just said. So essentially what's happening with the aspect ratio, it's the aspect ratio stretches the picture a little bit. This is why it's not always easy to reproduce. Though I'm a little bit skeptical. We should definitely see the moon fully. Well, there's definitely
Hey, is
an
the code that error is giving enum speed math ABS vertical input enum speed math ABS horizontal input. What should I put in the side of enum?
It doesn't make sense because in your error message it says the set float namespace could not be found, and what you're giving me is something that doesn't have a namespace. It's another one. Okay. Okay. So what's the error? So I can copy and paste this inside of here, and I think the code should look like this. Now the first thing, this is probably the animator, so probably like this. And that's a really random question because yeah, it's I don't know. Well, what's the error? Because I don't see anything wrong with this. Oh, I just saw there's something wrong with the start position. Something's wrong with the start position in here. So if I put this pixel perfect on the character, it just seems to immediately work. Just like it's supposed to. But it looks like in the first frame it makes a mistake with the setup. I think that's very likely to be the problem here. Yeah, this is exactly how it's supposed to look like. Let's go back to the start again. And yeah, this was very close to what's supposed to look like. Now we have to take into consideration that it's stretching itself. Oh, we can even see, if I press play now, you can even see that the camera is first a little bit higher, then it puts itself down. What the hell? So the cam position is not... Oh, the cam position is over here. And then the lowest position would be over here. Just see what that does. Now we shouldn't see that much shifting at the start. No. This looks exactly how it's supposed to be. A little bit weird. So if I put this down, putting itself down too at the start. Like this is, but this is not supposed to be the start position. Yep, it did put itself down at the start. So what is this going to do? It's going to calculate. I'm at this start position. And I have these original positions. And then it looks like the cam shifted this much from its original position. How much shift is this going to apply on the original position? This looks pretty good actually. And else we don't do anything with the Y value. Oh, we do something with the Y value. We set it up here. Set the last cam positions here in this script. I think this is the one of the problems. Let's see how it looks now. Okay, so this is going to override what we just set up with the Y values. The setup should be inside of the script if I'm correct. That didn't do the trick. So it sets itself up, and then it thinks, no, I was starting here. I have to look like this now. And then that's oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, I know why. Because these are the lowest positions. These are not the start positions. God damn it. So we can't call update. And we can't have these positions initialized. We have to wait for the... We have to do this in the late update or something. The first one... Oh dear. Oh dear. Let's execution order. Let's execution order. So. One of the problems is we don't take into the account the local position here, but the total position. And this is supposed to be like this. When it's a little bit further down, the character, it's supposed to look different. It's supposed to be, if you're at this position, this height, look exactly like this. Now it's a little bit hard to do without the tile map. It's supposed to be like, if the character is playing is at this position, look like this. But if I put it here, it has to look like this if the character is in this position. What's currently happening is in the first frame, it puts itself down here, and then it says, hey, then the first camera update puts it here, because it's following the camera transform. But then the background says, no, I'm supposed to be here. And then, because that was my original position. So this script sets it to vectors 3, 0, and then it was like, hey, move it. Okay. So the last camp position doesn't matter. I mean, what matters is this. Kind of to edit these variables inside of I don't know, that's also not correct. It's also not correct. Now let's not do that. I got a better idea. We initialize them, and instead of referencing how much the camera shifted, we stop using the camera altogether. We don't use the camera again. Not do that anymore. Just going for the own position. Not reference the cam transform. Because they are children of the camera, so their total we can just use their the position of the script. And we don't have last cam positions, we have... Let's just have a vector 2. The last position. At the start, the last position is the start position. And now we have to work with that. So, this start we want to see the current position. Now, of course, this is very risky because this is completely recoding everything. So we just have to hope that this works. We just need this as a vector 2. And change every compare check here. As I said, this is really risky. A little bit surprised how fast it could change everything. I'm pretty sure that now everything will be buggy. So it should be better in principle, because now it's taking its own position, not the cam position anymore. I'm really unsure. Oh. Actually, it works quite nice. Okay. Let's give it a challenge. See if just fixing a mathematic principle is fixing the problem. It looks like that. Okay. I don't really. I haven't gone through all the calculations. Yeah, but it looks like the no matter where I put this now, it's looking exactly like this. When we go there, now it's a little bit stretched, so it's not exactly like this. But you see, I put the lowest position on different positions right now. But when I go here, in the end, I always end up with this picture, with this that it shifted to this position exactly like it should be. Now, if I put this down here, I should end up with I should start with the screen where the mountains are a little bit down, yeah, like this. Now it looks like I'm in the mountains, and if I go up, see, I still end up with this same picture here. It's the same frame. Okay, that's great. That's exactly what I wanted to have. So yeah, just I don't even know. I didn't even go through every calculation here. I was just guessing like, oh, okay, I think it shouldn't take the camp position as a starting point, and that actually fixed it. Actually, I was totally prepared to go even 10 minutes more or something into debugging this, but hey, sometimes it just works out of nowhere. If you just think, okay, in principle it should be like this and this, and I should clean this code here and there, and yeah, if you're lucky, that's all you have to do. Unfortunately, that's yeah, most cases too naive. Let me Google that up. English naive. Naive. Okay. So just like in German. So now we still have one problem, and that is that when we're shifting to the left or right, we sometimes have these gaps. Let's see if these gaps have now disappeared or not. And I don't think they have disappeared. I think we had to move a little bit, and then we could see them eventually. Now I don't see them anymore. That would be... that would be... I could see them here. It's a little bit weird. Oh, there it was. I could see a gap. If I look at exactly above the character, you can sometimes see the gap where it's not pixel perfect. There. There it is. You just have to find the position. There. There it is. Perfect. So this did not magically fix itself. Yeah? There's a gap. And sometimes we can see it, sometimes we don't. And let's see what's happening here. So this layer I thought it's this layer. What? I'm pretty sure it's this layer, but if I deactivate the image, it doesn't disappear. That's weird. Maybe that's a rendering issue. That if I it's UI. It's UI. When you disable UI, you're going to see that next frame. Okay, so what do we do? Keep working, I guess. So we can first see, are the anchor points exactly on top of each other? And we see this is these are the two anchor points. There's the gap, and we can see the max here is exactly the min of this anchor. They're exactly the same. Now, the next thing is, what about these left and right shifts? Why are these shifted? I don't think I ever wanted these to shift. And then they get kind of closer, to be honest. And we don't see the result though, because we will see the result in the next frame. Let's just see. Yeah, that fixed it. That fixed it. So we have to... Let's just brute force that these left and right values are 0. I think there's maybe going on some kind of rounding issue. Did we ever edit the position? I don't think so. Here in this, when we're shifting to the left and right, it's editing the anchor points. And I'm doing so because the anchor points are safe from rounding errors. So we can just brute force 0 inside of here. Yeah, let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, this is going to edit the wrong the full position. We have to edit the rect transform, local position. Let's see what we have. Local position, yeah. Okay, but we So let's reverse all what we did here. Yada yada yada, don't do this. Okay, and then after that we brute force that the x value here is 0. I think this also has the z value. Could that be correct? I'm a little bit surprised that it doesn't say, hey, we shouldn't reference the local position like this. Let's see. Big background layer, local position. Because we are making too many rect transform calls. And for some reason, JetBrains why that always tells me to optimize, but now it doesn't for some reason. But we will still optimize this because this is called every frame on multiple layers. So this has to be optimized actually. So we can't have this be too cost inefficient. Let's hit play now and see if this completely messes up everything. Or if this magically fixes the issue. Okay, this actually... What the hell? Okay, yeah, I know why. This left or right is not the local position. This is... God damn it, what is this? This is some... What is this? Anchored position. Okay, let's see if maybe this is the anchored position with left and right. Unfortunately, we don't have have access to values left and right, which would be kind of nice to have because then it is what would I call it? It would be safe that if we say then left or right, then this is really left or right. But it seems like brute forcing 0 into the anchored position so far is working for us. Now here, let's see. Yeah, it looks like the gap between the layers disappeared. Now, why did this gap appear if we never edited the left or right anchored position? That's rounding issues. Yeah, if you shift every frame, you're going to run into rounding issues, and we don't want that. This is why we have to take. That's why we work with anchors. Anchors, the anchor frames, they are frame safe. We're always taking the references from the last image and then just say anchor +1, and then we can make sure that the anchors are exactly on top of each other. But if these left and right values are rounded somehow, and I don't know why Unity does it, we just plug in 0 here, and now we see that the background is fitting in pixel perfect. So we fixed that too. Yay! Actually, yay. Actually, yay. Let's it's actually a task complete. So I will hit stop. Now I said I have to go at 11 AM. Now I'm not in a hurry. I have a little bit of time buffer. But nonetheless, let's go and literally go. And plug in Unity projects. Let's update let's just our progress onto Git. so that in GitLab we have a nice copy. So if I have any problems with the laptop or something, I still have a chance, just a chance to get my stuff back. And then I say git commit -m. Correct. Parallax background. And actually we are finished with that now. And correct is with 2R, that's bad. But whatever. Git push. I'm pretty sure there's an option to correct that. Will it push? Yes or no? Yes, it will push. Great. Now I just have to wait a little bit until it's done. It looks like it's done. And push it itself to GitLab, where the current safety copy of my game is. I'm really thinking about switching to the Unity services, because there are some server client things that I'm interested there. But it's not on the task list for now. Let's also take a look at the task list. Now I just said I have to go, but as I said, I also have some time buffer just for things like that. And say make background parallax effect, use initial values during update. Yeah, that's actually in there. And the rest is pretty much cleaning up. That's great. That's actually great. We just fixed something that would have bothered me if I would have just would just go on. Would just go on. Ignore the fact that there's things in there in the project where I think, okay, that's not how it's supposed to work. Yeah. So, I'll be going. I have to meet my family now going bowling. So I'll be back at around 16 o'clock. So until then, have a nice day. I'll be going now and see you back then if you want to. Goodbye.
When a humble bard graced a ride along with Geralt of Rivia, along came this song. From when the White Wolf fought a silver-tongued devil, his army of elves at his hooves did they revel. They came after me with masterful deceit, broke down my loot and they kicked in my teeth, while the devil's horns minced our tender meat. So cried the witcher, he can't be pleased.